to my channel Engineering Made Simple. Now we were studying digital system design, and now in that we were studying the module of combinational circuits. This is the part 4 of this lecture. Now in the last lecture we studied about multiplexer circuit, and in this lecture we will study about a combinational circuit that goes by the name demultiplexer. So the name itself suggests that it will perform inverse operation of multiplexer. What does a multiplexer do? It has a series of input lines and it connects it to a single output. That is, it performs the function, that is multiplexer performs the function of many to one. Whereas when we say we are studying a demultiplexer circuit, so what will a demultiplexer circuit do? Demultiplexer will perform the opposite operation of multiplexing. So what does the demultiplexer circuit do? It performs the tasks of one to many. That is, it will distribute single bit output to different outputs. That is one to many. So multiplexer was data selector and demultiplexer is also known as data distributor circuit. Because it distributes single output to various outputs, that is y0, y1, y2 and so on. So we will study this particular circuit, that is demultiplexer. So have a close look on the block diagram on the left. So this is a generalized block diagram of a demultiplexer. So another name of demultiplexer is demux. So I have written here demux. So this is generic block diagram of demux. Now see, it has it has one input line, that is DIN or data input, and second pin is of the enable input. What is the meaning of enable? This enable input is kept at logic 1 to enable the demultiplexer. So the function of the enable pin is to just turn this particular circuit on or make it operational, and it consists of n outputs, that is y0 to yn, and there are m select lines. So a circuit which consists of one input line, that is data input, m select lines, and n outputs is known as a demultiplexer, is known as a demux. Okay. So this is what a demultiplexer circuit consists of. Now let us understand its working. Now as I told you earlier, this enable pin is used to turn on this demultiplexer IC. So let us keep this at logic 1. Stop. So let us understand what is the function of demultiplexer circuit. Now this is a single bit binary input, and the function of demultiplexer circuit is just to distribute this over this different outputs. So it is a single input. A basic operation of demux is to pass or transmit a single bit data input, let's say DIN, to your n outputs. These are the n outputs I am talking about. Now how does this circuit do? So does this. So enable is kept at logic 1 because we want to enable this particular demux IC. Now in order for distribution of this data input to various inputs, and at the same time only so at the same time only one input is selected, and that which how does the connection between the input and output will take place, that is determined by your serial inputs. Now I will explain this once more in simpler language. Now as you know, you have to pass on or connect this input to each and every individual n outputs over here. But how will you determine uh, when and where it will be connected? So now you want, suppose your data input should be connected to your output y0, that is this particular term. So what is the how to determine that this particular input will be passed on to or transmitted to this only, that is y0 input. So for that uh, we need to determine by its truth table and its selection logic. And what is selection logic? Selection logic is nothing but the combinations that we give at select lines. Combinations which we give combinations which we give at select lines. So depending upon the select logic, that is select line input, depending upon the combinations of input applied at the select lines, it would determine whether din will be connected to y0 or din will connect to y1 or y2 and yn and so on. So to which output the input will be transmitted will be governed by your select inputs. That is why it is known as select input. So this is the basic working of a demultiplexer circuit. Now we will take a specific example. So like in case of multiplexers, we studied different types of multiplexers which were 2:1 mux, 4:1 mux, 8:1 mux, 16:1 mux. Similarly, in case of demultiplexers, there are different types of multiplexers, that is namely 1:2 mux, demux, sorry. When I say demux, it should be clear that I am talking about demultiplexer. 1:2 demux, 1:4 demux. Then we have another one which is 1:8 demux. All these different types of multiplexers are available in IC form. IC numbers you can refer in your textbook. So that I am not discussing right now here. So 1:16 demux. So remember one thing, this all demultiplexer circuits are also available in IC form. As okay, so it was available in IC form. So these are different types of demultiplexer circuits which are available. Out of which I am going to discuss 1:4 demux in order to help you understand the analysis, how the demultiplexer functions. We are going to study analysis and implementation of 1:4 demux in detail. Now let us do that. So here we have. So as you know, for a demultiplexer circuits there are n outputs. So n outputs are determined by 2⁻m, and where m are the number of select lines. M is equal to number of select lines. Now as I told you, we are going to study 1:4 demultiplexer circuit. So here this one signifies to the data input, that is a single bit input which we have. So that is this one, and 4 signifies the number of outputs. Number of outputs the demultiplexer, number of outputs of demultiplexer. So now we are studying 1:4 demux. So here 4 outputs are there. 4 outputs of demultiplexer are present. So how many select lines will be there? So 2⁻m is equal to 4. So m is equal to 2. So because 2⁻2 will give me 4. So we need 2 select lines. So let us start developing the circuit for 1:4 demux. So okay. So from this we obtain the number of select lines. Now let us start developing the block diagram of the 1:4 demux and truth table. So let us start with 1:4 demux. So this is the block diagram of 1:4 demultiplexer. 1:4 demultiplexer, which has an data input din, one enable input, which is an active high type of enable, or you can write it simply as E for simplicity purpose. And there are 4 outputs. So let us write y0, y1, y2, y3. So these are the four outputs. So these are four outputs, that is n outputs, that is four outputs. And there are, for selection of these outputs we need two select inputs. They are nothing but S1 and S0, that is select input. So this is the block diagram of 1:4 DMUX. Now let us start developing its truth table. Now DIN is a binary input. At one time it can take either value 0 or either value 1. So we can apply either logic 1 at a time, or for the second instant we can apply logic 0. So simultaneously both the inputs cannot be applied, but one by one, because it is a single bit input. So DIN will have value 0 or 1 because it is a digital circuit, no other value is possible. And similarly the outputs which are generated. So we want to pass on this particular input either 0 or 1 to these four outputs we have, that is 1:4 DMUX. Now let us start developing its truth table. Truth table for 1:4 DMUX. So now what are the inputs we are having? Enable. First one is the enable input. Second one is the data input. And another inputs are S1 and S0, which is the select input. Now let us start in writing it quickly. Okay, S1 S0. So this is your input side of the truth table. So this is your input side, this is your output side, and what are the outputs of demultiplexer? Y0, Y1, Y2 and Y3. So these are the outputs, and four inputs are there. So now we want to enable this demultiplexer. So this enable, which is an active high input, so we have to keep it constantly at logic 1 for this truth table to be valid and the circuit to function. Now as I told you earlier, it is a single bit input, so it has only two possibilities, that is 0 or 1. So this input, that is data input, can be either 0 or 1. So for all the conditions it will be either 0 or either 1, either 0 or either 1. And as you know, there are two input select lines, so there are four combinations possible. But here also, because of DIN, two values are possible, so we have to consider that also. So it would be 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 1 0 1 0. It would be 1 0 1 0. Why are we writing this twice over here? Because we have to consider both the cases. When DIN is 0, also we have to check for select line combination 1 0, and when DIN is 1, we have to also check for the input combination of 1 0. As input consists of two combinations, this I have to write twice. So it would be pretty much clear. Now next one will be 1 1 1 1, because we are DIN for DIN equal to 0, DIN equal to 1, and then the corresponding outputs. Now for this particular one, let's see. Now what we were discussed till now, it is a data distributor circuit, right? So for the first input combination, when S1, that is select input, S1 S0 both are 0, then we have DIN will be connected to your output. So DIN will be connected to your output Y0. So that's why this input gets propagated over here, transmitted over there, that is 0 1. If we apply 0, then your data input is 0, then it would be transmitted as it is. So this 0 1 is nothing but the DIN input which is transmitted here. So here DIN is connected to Y0 output in this case, and remaining all the outputs will be 0. And for select input combination 0 1, your input, which can be either 0 or 1, either 0 or 1. At a single instant, only single input is possible. आई डोंट मीन टू से दैट ये 0 1 है तो ये इधर हर बार 0 1 आएगा, 0 दिया तो 0 आएगा y1 पे, 1 दिया तो 1 आएगा. At only one time only one input is applicable, but while discussing truth table we have to consider all the cases, that's why it is written over here. So here in this case your d in, and d in consists of values either 0 or 1, so d in is collected to y1 for this particular case, hence all the inputs will be 0. So here then again, now this is for input y2. Here for input combination, select input combination 1 0, s1 is equal to 1, s0 equal to 0, your d in will be connected to y2 input, so d in is equal to y2. And what is the value of d in over here? 0 1. Just all inputs will be 0. For the last case, when s1 is equal to 1, s0 equal to 1, d in will be connected to your y3 input, and rest all inputs will be 0. Now we want to develop a circuit diagram for this one. Now what is inside this box we want to know. Now for that we have developed a truth table. Now how to obtain this particular output? When you have given truth table, we solve K-maps for the particular output. Now as you know there are 4 outputs, y0, y1, y2, y3. So we have to solve the K-map for each individual output separately. And also there are 4 input variables, so we need to solve your 4 variable K-maps. So okay, let us solve for output. Let us first solve for output y0. So one thing I will do, I will erase this block diagram and keep the truth table as it is. So for y0, if we solve for output y0, that is the first case of the truth table. Now observe, in K-maps we fill mean terms, so it is a 4 variable K-map, right? So what are its inputs? ED1 S1, ED in S1 S0. So have a look at the truth table, which are its input? ED in S1 S0. So let us write them. So S1 S0 I will write at the top, S1 S0, E and D in. 4 variability. So it will consist of 16 boxes. So let us label the K-man 0 0 0 1 1 1 1 0 0 0 0 1 1 1 1 0. Now let us observe the first row over here. So which of the following is a mean term? The term for which the output is high, input combination, the output is high. So for this particular term, so for input combination of 1 1 0 0, your output is 1. So now where is that mean term? It is present over here. 0 0 0 8 0 0 0 1 1 1 0 it will be 1 1 1 0. So for this particular, this will be 1. 0 0 0 0 0 0 1 1 1 1 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 3 2. So this is correct. So here only one min term is present. For output y0 we are solving. So I have filled. So rest of the squares will be filled with 0. And as there is no grouping possible, we will only read the intersection wherever there is encirclement of this particular mean term. So what does this one term signify? 1 1 signify E D in. And here also check this particular column entry. So it's for your S1 bar and S0 bar because it is 0 0. So what will be your output y0? ED in S1 bar, S0 bar. So this was for your output y0. Now let us solve similarly for output y1. That is the next row of your column. So I will keep it as it is. So for output y1, you will solve another K-map. It will be also a 4 variable K-map. One, two, three, four, and another one. So we are solving for output. So this will be ED in S1, S0 because these are the inputs and we are solving for output y1. Now let us start labeling it 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0. For those who have any doubts in K-map simplification can watch my lecture on Karnaugh map simplification. But we are speeding this up over here. So for output y1 it will be. So where is the mean term over here? This particular. That is for 1, 1, 0, 1 it will be 1. So where it is right now? This particular position it is situated. And rest all terms are zeros in this. That is rest all terms are 0 because there is no other mean term present for output y1. So we will fill the rest of the key map with zeros. As there is no mean term, other mean terms are absent. And as there is only one encircled over here, so you can write here ED in this particular term, and where it is finds intersection in the column, so it is S1 bar S0. So your final output y1 will be ED in, that is data input, your S1 bar S0. Okay. Now for the third case, for the third output, I think you should copy down this truth table if you have not copied it down, because I need to erase it, because I need to solve 2 more K-maps. So I am erasing the truth table. For those who have not written it, please write it down because I am erasing it right now. Then for y2, now I have the truth table in front of me over here written on the paper, and you can refer it from your notebook where you have copied it down. Now for y2 we will draw another 4 variable K-map. 1, 2, 3, 4. ED in S1, S0. So here you will also fill it with mean term. So first term is 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0. So now let us start filling this particular one. So mean term is only located at 1, 1, 1, 0. So this particular output. And rest all mean terms are absent. So let us fill it with 0. Now let us read this one which we have encircled. So what does this stand for? It will stand for ED in S1 S0 bar. That is your output y2. Okay. Now let us start solve for output y3. Another 4 variable K-map to you. For y3 we are solving the. So this is the 4 variable K-map. ED in S1 S0. Okay. So we have 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0. So I have labeled a K-map. Now let us see where the min term is present for this particular term. So min term is present over here for input combinations 1, 1, 1 1 1 1, this will be 1 because y3, remember, when all ones were there, then only din was connected to y3. So from that only you come to know that only one minterm is present and rest will be filled with 0 din. Now let us read the K-map in order to get the value for output y3. So this is only one minterm present over here. So let us read. Now what does this 1 1 signify for EDA? Okay. And what does this? This is also 1 1. So S1 S0. So output y3 will be nothing but EDE S1 S0. Now we have four output equations, that is y0, y0, y1, y2, y3. Now let us start its circuit implementation of 1:4 DMA using basic gates, because we know all four output equations. Now let us start with the implementation. So let us start with the circuit implementation. For this we need all the first system equations. So let us write them down first. So what was the first equation over here? So what was the first particular equation in this case? For y0 it was, wait a minute. For y0 it was ED in S1 bar S0 bar. Y1 it was S1 bar S0 E into D in. For y2 it was S1 S0 bar E into D in.
27.
Y3 was S1 S0 EDN. Now let us start implementing 1:4 DMUX using basic gates. These are the output equations for 1:4 demultiplexer circuit. Now let us start its implementation. So what are the inputs? Yes. So first one is S1, and as we need its complement also, let us connect another input which will give me S1 complement. Okay. Another NOT gate for S0 input, and then we have the most important input coming from outside, which would be your enable input. This is nothing but your enable input, because enable input is present everywhere and DIN will be applied. Now as you know, all these terms are product terms, so we need an AND gate in order to generate these outputs. So let us take an AND gate. So we need 4 AND gates actually, because we have 4 terms, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So what is our first term? ED in S1 bar S0 bar. Okay. So let us connect S1 bar. We'll take the input. S1 bar S0 bar, and enable input is also multiplied, so we'll take enable input also. This is shorted over here, this is shorted over here, and last but not the least, your input signal you need to apply. So that I have applied over here. So these 4 inputs are applied to your AND gate, and that will generate your output y0. Now the next term, that is S1 bar S0. So S1 bar will be here. S1 bar S1 bar S0, and enable input we will tap, and here we need data input, that is D, your data input, and from this we obtain Y1. Now the next set of AND gates. So here we have, and D in you can either apply logic 0 or logic 1. So that is pretty much clear from the truth table and now from the diagram also. Now the third term, that is S1 S0 bar. So let us tap S0 bar first over here, S0 bar. Then we have S1. Then we have enable input, which I have tapped from here. And then your fourth input will be your D in, input signal, which you want to connect to output. So that will be your Y2. And fourth input in this case. So there. So fourth input is S1 S0, S1 S0. Enable input I have shorted over here. Short. This cross meaning this particular input is connected or shorted. So the enable, and last but not the least input will be your D in. That will give you your final output Y. So this is the implementation of 1:4 demultiplexer using basic gates. So similarly, such type of analysis you can do for 1:8 demux, 1:16 demux, and 1:2 demux. So that's all for the day.